Moments to judge, emotions to discover, times for escaping, boundaries of reality, knocking the intriguing doors that hold imagination, letting creation flood in, we build our safe shelters. Traveling through time, bringing words to life while leading line by line. Castle of paradise, boots that are red and reread, that can captivate us. Soar fast together, tales that leave us in wonder forever. Time is for enduring, wonders of creativity. Turning pages one by one, all the way from dusk till dawn. None of us can ever stop, we'll always be on. All the way through Hogwarts' Maple Street, we saw the glass slipper with Cinderella's feet. The part of us courage that opens these shows. With Princess's betrayal, our hearts simply broke. Kaligasa that Shakespeare ended life in Rusk and Vaughn. We grew up with their characters, and with them, we grew born. Living a thousand lives, traveling through time, bringing words to life while being line by line. Na 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 na. Always be on.
Um, Good morning. Good morning, everyone here. A very warm welcome to Read On Children's Literature Festival 2026. We have two wonderful schools here. I would like to give my heartiest welcome to all the students and teachers from the Nazareth Academy, Avdi, and the Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamram. Welcome. Are you all excited?
Yes,
Yeah?
sir.
We are here to celebrate the poets, authors, and playwrights. So I'm also very excited to see all the upcoming performances. Yeah. So all right. So all of us, let's go. Read on.
Read on!
Let's begin. Thank you so much. And to begin our performances today, we have our first performer, Sanjana R. from the Nazareth Academy.
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Sanjana from grade 9 from Nazareth Academy. I'm going to present a poem to one now grown by Naomi Shihab Snake. If we could start over, I will let you get dirtier. Place your face in the food. It's okay. In jail for great metaphors, the ones used to spot every minute, I will extend your bedtime. Be more patient with tantrums. Never answer urgency with urgency. Try to stay serene. Never answer urgency and urgency. In one scene, you are screaming and I stop the car. What do we do next? I can't remember. It's buried in the drawer of small socks. Give me the box of time. Let's make it bigger. It's all yours. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sanjana. Next, we have Jwalit from the Nazareth Academy.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jolit of grade 9 from the National Academy. I'm going to perform a monologue of Graciano from The Merchant of Venice. Act 1, Scene 1. Let me play the fool. With mirth and laughter, let all wrinkles come. Let my liver rather heat red wine than my heart cool with mortifying groans. Why should a man whose blood is warm within sit like his grandsire cut in alabaster? Sleep when he wakes and creep into the jaundice by being peevish? I tell thee what, Antonio, I love thee, and it is my love that speaks. There are a sort of man whose voices do cream and mantle like a standing god, and do willful stillness entertain, with purpose to be vested in opinion of wisdom, gravity, calm counsel. As who shall say, "Oh, you sir, oh, cool. When I open my lips, there's no dog talk." Oh, my Antonio, I do know of these, that therefore are only reputed wise, who say nothing when I'm very sure if they should speak, would almost stab those ears, which hearing to them would call the brothers fools. I'll tell thee more of this another time, but fish not of this melancholy bay, this fool gudgeon, this opinion. Come, good Lorenzo, fare ye well awhile. I'll end my exhortation after the dinner. Thank you.
Thank you, Jwalit. Next, we have Mirteni L. from the Nazareth Academy.
Hi everyone, my name is Mithila. I am studying at 5th. I am coming from the National Academy. Today I perform monologue of Vicky from Elephant and Vicky series. Jared, guess what? I have an idea, a big idea, a huge idea. Okay, wait, let me think. What if we get an ice cream? A fake, delicious, icy cold ice cream. But forget an ice. I have to share it with Gerard, right? Because Gerard is my best friend. But if I share it, I get less ice cream. But if I don't share it, Gerard will be sad. Sad, everybody goes sad, picky. Oh no, what should I do? Wait, I know. I will buy the ice. Run as fast as Giraffes can carry me and share it before it melts. Jared, look! Ice cream time! Thank you.
Thank you, Vedani. Next, we have Harshita Shri from the Nazareth Academy.
Hi everyone, I'm Harshita Sri from grade 5B and from the Nazareth Academy. I'm here to perform a monologue. I'm here to perform a monologue of Monkey King from Jataka Tales. Listen to me, my troop. Do not panic. The king's archers have surrounded our banyan tree, but I'll not let a single one of you to be harmed today. Look across the roaring river. There lies the safe forest. I'll stretch my body across the river to form a bridge. Grab onto my back, hold on tight, and cross over to safety. Hurry! Do not worry about my pain or my strength. A true king's duty is not to wear a crown, but to protect his people with his very life. Go now, cross over to freedom. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Nivedini from the Nazareth Academy.
Hello everyone, my name is Nivedini Kadifran and I am from 5D and from the Nazareth Academy. Today I am going to perform a monologue of Donald Duck from the Donald Duck series. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. Why does everything always happen to me? Uncle Louis is off swimming in this giant world of gold coins. Complaining is bored while I'm stuck here polishing every single one of his lucky dims for 2 cents an hour. 2 cents, and don't even get me started on a Gladstone's gander. That lucky duck walks down the street, trips over a pebble, and falls a diamond ring. Meanwhile, I step outside and an anvil falls on my head. Oh, Louie and Louie are probably pulling another prank on me right now. That's it. I've had it. Quack, quack, quack. I'm taking a nap and nobody better disturb me. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful performance, Nivedini. Next, we have Tiyash Muthu from the Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamra.
Hello everyone present here. My name is Tiyash Muthu and today I am going to talk about a story, Three Men in a Boat by Jerome Kapaka Jerome. This story was written in the 1800s during Victorian England. In this story, three characters named Jerome, George and Harris decide to travel from London to Liverpool via the river, the Thames. Whilst they are traveling, they get stuck in the middle of the woods and are forced to stay there for 7 days. During these crucial 7 days, they decide to share each other's personal feelings and thoughts to make the situation even more funnier. This story teaches us about true friendship and willpower to live. Here are 2 extracts from the story which make it even more funnier. I don't know German myself, yet I studied it at school. But 2 years after I left school, I forgot every single word and I've been better ever since. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think it should be. Seeing another man asleep whilst I'm awake really maddens me. These 2 quotes were said by Jerome in the story to make the situation even more enlightening and humorous. This This story is honestly a good read, and I recommend it to everyone I know. Thank you for spending a valuable time listening to the speech.
Thank you, Diyash. Louder claps, students. Wonderful. Let's clap loudly and encourage all the performers. Next on stage, we have Ashwant from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamra.
Good morning, respected teachers and my dear friends. Today, I would like to tell you a story by Ruskin Bond, one of the India's best loved English writer, and he was born in 1934. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful town in Dehradun with a house filled with a lovely garden. The Ruskin one spent his childhood in the garden, and his grandfather planted a lychee tree, and his mother threw the jackfruit seeds spot out, and it grown unexpectedly, and a mango seed spot out from someone ate it, and before he leaves for England, he he planted a maple sapling from Simla, and he hoped that a part of him would remain in Dehradun. After years later, he he was happy to see the mangrove sapling grown strong and tall. This shows that this shows that the nature goes on. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwant. Next, we have Rupesh R. from the Nazareth Academy, Avdi.
Good morning, everyone. Hi, my name is Rupesh. I'm from the grade 7 standard from the Nazareth Academy. Today I'm here to perform a poem. Go and catch a falling star by John Donne. Go and catch the falling star. Get with child a man I grew. Tell me where all fastest are, or club the devil's food. Teach me to hear the mermaid singing, or to keep off envy stinging, and find what wins us to one's and honest mind. If the best want to swing sides, things invisible to see, ride 10,000 days and nights, till there is no white as on sea. Though authorities will tell me all the strange wonders that people be and swear, no one lives a woman true and fair. If thou finds one, let me know. Such a pilgrimage was sweet. Yet I do not go. But next door we might meet. Though she were true when you met her, and last till you write your letter. Yet she will be false. Where I come to 2 or 3. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupesh. Next, we have Mahashri from the Nazareth Academy, Avdi.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mahashri of grade 7C from the Nazareth Academy. Today, I'm going to present a poem called Sweetest Love, I Do Not Go by John Donne. Sweetest love, I do not go for Venus of thee, nor in hope the world can show a fitter love for me. But since that I must die at last, 'tis best to use myself in jest. Thus peasants, let's to die. Yesternight the sun went hence and yet is here today. He hath no desire, nor sense, no heart so short away. Oh, how feeble is man's power, that if good fortune falls, cannot add another hour, nor a lost hour recalls, but come by chance and we join into it our strength. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahashvi. Next on stage, we have Dakshita S. from the Nazat Academy, Avdi.
A very good morning to one and all. My name is Dakshita. I am from grade 7B. Today I am going to monologue Matilda. When I grew up, I was tall enough to reach the branches that I need to climb the trees. You get to climb when you are grown up. As a kid, I used to be very quiet. I was all with thoughts about not enough questions inside my head. I asked myself why the sky is blue, the green leaves, how the world actually works. I was bored inside. I was quiet, never spoke unless someone asked me. I was very sensitive, even no one knows about that. Just like Matilda, I was different from others. I grew very quickly, learned how to read at an early age. Some people thought I was smart. Others thought I was unique. But little did they know the little kid was still a kid. The little kid has to discover how the world works on her own with a different brain. The little kid has to socialize with the people the hard way. Because the hard way is considered as the normal way. They let the little kid to discover her own world without knowing her true feelings, without knowing what she needs and what she needs for herself. The little kid thought to be grown up even before she knows how to be a human. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, Dakshita. Next, we have Dhruv Kumar Banerjee from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamra.
So, good morning everyone. My name is Dhruv Kumar Banerjee from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tambram of grade 8. And today, I'm going to recite the poem, Making a Fist, written by Naomi Shihab Nay. Making a Fist. For the first time, on the road north of Tampico, I felt the life sliding out of me. A drum in the desert, harder and harder to hear. I was 7. I lay in the car. I asked my mom, how do you know if you're going to die? We had been traveling for days. With strange confidence, she answered, when you can no longer make a fist. Years later, I smile to think of that journey. The borders we must cross separately, stamped with our unanswerable woes. I, who am not dead, who am still living, still lying in the back seat, behind all my questions, clenching and opening one small hand. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Veronica L. from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamra.
Hello everyone, I'm Veronica Lokesh of grade 8A and I'm going to perform the monologue as we like it. All the world's a stage and all men and women merrily plays. And one man in his time plays many parts, his acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail unwillingly to school. Then the lover sighing like a furnace with woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrows. Then the soldier, jealous in honor and seeking bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. Then the justice, in fair brown belly with good class and light, with eyes severe and full of modern instances, and so he plays his part. Then the 6th age shifts into a lean and slippered pantaloon with spectacles on nose and pouch on side. His youthful horse, well saved for a world too wide, for a shrank, big manly voice, turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in the south. The last scene of all that ends this eventful history is set in childishness and mere oblivion. Sun's teeth, sun's eyes, sun's taste, sun's everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. And next we have Atiya A from the Nazat Academy, Avadi.
Hello everyone, I'm Adya from grade 5D and from the Nasik Academy. I'm going to perform a monologue of the Little Mouse from the Gruffalo written by Julia Donaldson. A Gruffalo? Don't you know? He has a terrible tusks, terrible claws, terrible teeth and terrible jaws. He is my favorite friend. You see, his favorite food is roasted fox. Silly old fox. Doesn't he know there is no such thing as a gruffalo? Or is there, wait, terrible claws, knobbly knees, turned out toes, a poisonous fat on the end of its nose? Oh help! Oh no! It's a gruffalo! But wait, I'm the scariest creature in the woods. Walk behind me. You'll see everyone, and I mean everyone is afraid of me. Thank you.
Thank you, Atiya. Next on stage, we have Hari Akshan from the Nazat Academy, Avadi.
Good morning everyone. I am Alexa of grade 6A. Today I am going to perform monologues of Krishna's jokes Amma Chitrakatha Mahabharata series. Aid not to unmanliness. Oh Partha, it does not become a barrier like you. Cast off this faint-hearted weakness and stand up. You speak words of wisdom, Arjuna. If you mourn for the people, those who need no grieving. The wise grieve neither for the living nor for the dead. Look around you. Was there ever a time I didn't exist, or you, or these kings arrived before us? No. Will there ever be a time when we shall cease to be? Just as the soul passes through childhood, youth, and old age in this body, so does this passes into another body of death. The body is merely a garment, just as a man casts off worn-out bodies and enters in worn-out clothes and puts on new ones. So the avoided souls cast the worn-out bodies and enters into others that are new. Weapons cannot grieve this soul. Fire cannot burn it. The water cannot wet it. And the wind cannot dry it. The soul is eternal, all-pervading, unchanging, and immovable. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Ardra Jitin from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamra.
Hi, I'm Lavender, by the way. Matilda's best friend. So, there's a bit coming up, and it's all about me. Well, not all about me, but I play a big part in it. But I'm not going to tell you what happened, because I don't want to ruin it for you. Okay, see. So what I do is I volunteer to give Trunchbull his jug of water. Then, on the way back, no, I will not say any more, because I don't want to ruin it for you. I finally knew it on the way back. I knew it is like a really ugly lizard. And I pick it up. And no, I will not say any more. I'm gonna put the Nuit in Trunchbull's jug of water. It's gonna be brilliant. Thank you. This is Arthur Jitin signing off.
Wow, thank you so much. Next on stage, we have Havishnath P. from the Nazat Academy, Avadi.
Hello everyone, I'm Habishnav grade 8A. Today I'm going to be performing a monologue of Shylock Act 3 Scene 1, Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare. To bait a fish with, if it will feed nothing else, it will feed my revenge. He had disgraced me and hindered me $500,000, laughed at my losses, mocked my gains, scorned my nation, wanted my bargain. And what's his reason? I am a Jew. Had not a Jew eyes, had not a Jew heads, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt by the same weapon, subject to the same diseases, healed by the same means, cooled and warmed by the same winter and summer. As a Christian is, if you prick us, do we not bleed? If you tickle us, do we not laugh? If you poison us, do we not die? And if you wrong us, shall we not revenge? If we are like you and the rest, we will resemble you in that. If a Jew wrong a Christian, what is his humility? Revenge? And if a Christian wrong a Jew, what should his sufferance be? By Christian example. Why revenge? The villainy you teach me, I will execute it and it shall go hard. But I will better the instruction. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have Shivakirtini S. from the Nazat Academy, Avadi.
Hello everyone, I'm Shivakirtini from the Nazareth Academy, here to perform an expert from the Chronicles of Narnia. It is as hard to explain how the sunlit land was different from the old Narnia as it would be to tell you how the food of that country tastes. Perhaps you'll get some idea if you think like this. You may have been in a room in which there was a window that looked out on a lovely bay of the sea of green valley that wound away among mountains. And in the wall of that room, opposite to the window, there may have been a looking glass. And as you turn away from the window, you got sight of that sea or that valley all over again in the looking glass. The sea in the mirror or the valley in the mirror, but in one sense, just the same as the real one. Yet, at the same time, they were somehow different. Deeper, more wonderful, more like places in Nan's story. Nan's story you have never heard, but very much want to know the difference between the old Narnia and the new Narnia was like that. The new one was a deeper country. Every rock and flower and blade of the grass looked as if it meant more. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we have on stage Kashika S. from the Nazat Academy, Avadi.
Hello everyone, I'm myself Kashika, studying in grade 8 from the National Academy. Here came to perform a most popular poem written by Ruskin Bond. What's your dreams? An old man, an English-speaking beggar with a gentle voice and sharp, clear eyes, approached me as I sat near the ruined wall on the hillside. He sat beside me without asking, looking over the valleys where a mist was drizzling through the pine trees. What's your dream? He suddenly asked. I was young then, and my mind was full of simple, quiet hopes. I told him that my biggest dream is for to build a room of my own. A small room with a window open onto the mountain where I could read, write, and think in peace. The old man smiled, nodded his head, as if he knows everything. That's a good dream, he said softly. A small dream, but a deep one. But remember one thing, my boy. Work hard for your dream, but do not cling it too fiercely once you get it. It is easy to lose a dream or let anyone take it away from you. Or worse, you become greedy or careless and start taking everything for granted. And then, poof, the dream is gone, vanishing into a thin air. Thank you.
Thank you for that performance. Next on stage we have Vamshi Krishna from the Nazat Academy, Avadi.
Good morning to everyone. I'm Vamsi Krishna from Nazareth Academy, here to narrate a story of Oliver Twist. written by Charles Dickens. The room in which the words were fed was a large stone owl with a copper at one end, out of which the master dressed in an apron for the purpose, assisted by one or two women. Lad in the groom had meat stand. Of this festive composition, each boy had one porridge and no more, except occasion of great public rejoicing, when had 2 ounces and quarter of bread besides. The bowl never wanted washing. The boys polished with a spoon until it shone again. When they performed this operation, they would sit and stand with the copper eyes, with such a eager eyes, as if they devoured the very place, which it was composed, employing themselves, meanwhile, in sucking their fingers with most acidity. With the view of catching up any state flashes, boys have generally excellent appetites. Oliver Twist and his companion suffered the tortures of slow starvation for 3 months. At last they got so voracious and wild with hunger that one boy who was tall for his age, he had not used short of things, hinted darkly to his companion, unless he had another basin of growth for him. A council was held, lots were cast. Who should walk up to the master and ask for more supper? The evening arrived, the boys took their places. The master in his uniform. A gruel was served over, a long wrist was set over the short gown. The gruel disappeared. The boys started to disperse each other and wiggled at Oliver Twist, while his next neighbor nudged him. As a child he desperate with hunger. He rose from the table and advancing to the master with spoon and bowl in his hand, and said somewhat in his own terminology, "Sir, can I have more?" Thank you.
Thank, thank you, Amshi. And before we move forward, students, now we have a special guest performance for all of you. Are you excited? So, for today's guest performance, we have with us Achinta Rajaratnam, who is a Bharatanatyam dancer who received her training at Isha Sanskriti, where she was a part of a Gurukulam-based education system that nurtured classical arts alongside holistic learning. She has been part of the Save Soil Global Movement and has performed on several prestigious stages, including UNESCO and many other art festivals across India. A very hearty welcome to Achinta Rajaratnam.
Long ago, in a town called Srivilliputtur, there lived a kind man named Periyalvar. Every day, he lovingly grew flowers and made beautiful garlands for Lord Vishnu. One morning, while walking through his Tulasi garden, he found a tiny baby girl beneath the sacred plant. Believing she was a gift from God, he took her home and named her Kole, whom we lovingly know today as Anda. As Anda grew up, her favorite part of the day was to listen to stories. Her father would tell her about Lord Krishna, how he played the flute, cared for the cows, and how he made the earth so loving. Every day, she helped her father make flower garlands for the temple. But before the garlands were offered, she would quietly wear them herself and look into a mirror. When her father discovered this, he was worried because the garlands were meant only for the Lord. So he made a fresh garland and took it to the Lord. But that night, Lord Vishnu appeared in his dream and said, "I love the garlands that Andal wears because that's filled with her love." From that day onwards, the Lord accepted only the garlands owned by Andal. Today, I present Andal Kautvam in Ragam Malay Marutam and Talamadi This is set to dance by Guru Leela Sastra. Andal Kautu.
Patanam tadita tagatanam taga tagadagadagadini dini tadibita chanudagatanam tadita tagatanam taga tagadagadagadini dini tadibita chanudagatanam tadita tagatanam taga Vishnu ஆடி பூரணா கற்பிகள் விஷ்ணு சேத்தர்மகள் ஆகவந்த திரு ஆடி பூரணா தித்தா 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 கிடதகி துளசி வனம் தனிலே 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 ஜம் ஜம் கக்க நக்க நரிகை திக்கு கக்க கிடதகி 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 பிரவாரம் அவதாரம் ஆகிய ஜம் ஜம் கக்க நக்க ஜம் தரிதை திக்கு கிடதகி சுக்ரபாரம் அவதாரமாகிய கிடதகி சங்கம் ஏதிய கிடதகி கிடதகி நாமமாகிலம் வடமன்ற சயனக்கு ஓடி போத தாரி கட்டும் ஓமங்களாகிய போதை கௌதும் துங்கிடதகி துங்கிடதகி துண்டும் ஜோதிஞானமரு துங்கிடதகி தனகுரு நாமமாயிரம் வடமன்ற சயனக்கு ஓடி போத Well, that was a wonderful performance. I would like to, and definitely deserving of a very loud clap. Wonderful performance. Thank you so much. Now, back to our student performances. Next on stage, we have DLS Mithul from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamra.
My name is TLS. I'm gonna perform Orwell Twist by Charles. This, this is second novel. Orwell Twist was born in a workhouse. Moments after his birth, his mother died, leaving his identity a mystery. He was adopted by an orphan, where there he was mistreated and half-starved. Mistreated and half-starved, and he begged as food, he was sold to undertaker, Mr. Sweetbread. From there, he was bullied and went to London. There, he found a man named Frank, an old criminal that trains orphan kids to pickpocket others. Orwell was wrongly accused of pickpocketing and was arrested, but was taken in by a kind gentleman, Mr. Brown. From there, Sam finds Orwell, recaptures him, and falls into a robbery. Orwell was shot and rescued and nursed by Mrs. Mary and their nice Rose. Rose warns Orwell about a plot against him. Frank finds out and kills Rose, and Orwell runs. From there, Frank dies from a mall, and and from there we find out Orwell is actually from a respected family. Rose is actually an aunt, and Orwell's brother was a man named Monk. Monk did not want Orwell into his family, but Mr. Brownlow, the kind gentleman that rescued Orwell from the prison, adopted him and gave him the home that he needed. The monk and Frank was captured and imprisoned for life in fact.
Thank you, Mithul. Next we have on stage Melita Pradeep from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tambra.
Hello everyone, I am Medita Pradeep from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tambaram. Now I am going to tell the story of Princess Fiona. It's a fairy tale. It was written by Rose Fryman. She published many books for children and translated it in English, Spanish and Italian. Now, let me begin the story. Once upon a time, there was a big kingdom, and there lived a king, the prince. The prince was called by the king, and the king told that he is going to become the next king of the happy kingdom, and the people want to choose a wife for the prince. And then the prince said that when the right time comes, I will choose the right person. Then the king said that he has already sent the invitation, and he told the prince to meet his aunt Alexis. And he met his aunt Alexis, and his aunt welcomed him and gave him a cup of tea and a snacks. Then he told his aunt, and his aunt told him that whoever cries at someone's misery and laughs at their own misery is the right person to choose. Then he thought that the idea was a bit weird, but he started to think of it and do it. Then he called many princesses from the neighboring kingdoms, and The king told them to sleep and rest that night, and the next morning they would have a picnic. And then the princesses slept that night, and earlier the next morning the prince was wondering what will happen. And then early the next morning, all chariots were ready to go off to the picnic. Everyone was going, but one of the horses went mad, and the princesses fell down and they got hurt. But two of them cried, but one of them laughed. The prince knew that it was weird, but he remembered what his aunt said, and he remembered what his aunt said, and he held the hand of the princesses and woke them up, but his eyes were fixed upon the princess, who laughed at his own misery. And then they all rode off the chariots, and at the night the prince went up to her and asked her many questions, but she answered, but everything she answered, and the prince asked her, can we marry? But the princess told, we can't. But the prince was so sad, he could not sleep that whole day. So, when the next morning of the third day came, the prince was to get up on his chariot and go hunting in the wild. And that he was late. He saw all the royal guests were getting in their chariots and were ready to get out in the wild. So the prince also got ready and went up. And there was an old woman who carried a bowl of snacks and some cakes. But the old woman said to leave the way for her to walk in. But a horse kicked off the snacks and it fell into the ground and it got smashed. Then no one cared for it except the princess, who cried, and her bright tears were out in the sunshine. And the prince watched it from an edge, and his heart melted of seeing the scene. Then the prince and the princess carried the help of the old woman and took the old woman to the castle. And then, after the picnic, the prince went up to her and asked, why can't you marry me? Then the princess told some few reasons, and the prince told, let's get to know about each other. Then they got to know about each other, and at last they were inseparable, and they held a great ball in the kingdom, and at last they were married. Thank you. This is Melita Philip.
Thank you, Melita. Next on stage, we have N.S. Tarak from Sharda Children's Academy, Tamra.
Hello everybody, my name is Tarak and I'm going to perform Romeo and Juliet, the balcony scene. It is my lady, oh, it is my love, oh, that she knows she wears. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? And as discuss, I will answer. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks, two of the fairest stars in the heaven, having some business to entreat her eyes. Having some business to entreat her eyes. The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars.
as daylight thought a lamp would through an airy region stream so bright. The birds would sing and think it were not night. Oh, see how she leans a cheek upon the tongue. Oh, I want a glove upon the tongue that I might touch the cheek. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, from the Nazat Academy Avdi, we have Edith Gabby.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Edith Gabby of Grade 6C from the Nazareth Academy. Today, I'm going to tell a poem about I Should Have Stayed in Bed Today by Jack Alexis. I should have stayed in bed today, in bed where I belong. As soon as I got up today, things started going wrong. I got a splinter in my foot. My puppy made me fall. I squirted toothpaste in my ear and I crashed into the wall. I knocked my own back off the desk. It landed on my door. I spilled a glass of chocolate milk. It's soaking through my clothes. I accidentally bit my tongue. That really made me moan. And it was far from funny when I banged my funny bones. I scraped my knees. I bumped my nose. I sat on a pin. And I left with alacrity and sharply barked my shin. I stuck a finger on my eye. The pain was quite severe. I better get right back to bed and stay there for a year. Thank you.
Thank you, Edith, for that funny poem performance. Next, we have Jane Elizabeth from the Nazat Academy, Avdi.
Hello everyone, I'm Jane Elizabeth of Grade 6C, studying in the National Academy, and I am going to perform a poem called Making a Fist by Naomi Have. For the first time on the boardwalk of Tampico, I felt the light slide around. A drum in the desert, harder and harder to hear. I was 7. I lay in the car watching the palm tree swirl in a sickening pattern past the glass. My stomach was a melon split wide inside my skin. How do you know when you're gonna die? I begged my mother. We've been traveling for days. With a strange confidence, she answered, when you should no longer make a fist. Years later, I smiled to think of the journey, the borders we must cross separately, stand with our unanswerable woes. I, who did not die, am still living, still lying the backseat behind with all my questions, clenching and jumping with one small bit in hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Jane. Next on stage, we have Harini Shri from the Nazat Academy, Avdi.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Harini Shri of Grade 6D from the Nazareth Academy. Today I'm going to perform a poem called Famous. The rivers are famous to the fish. The life was through silence, which knew it would inherit the earth before anybody said so. The cat sleeping on a fence is famous to the bird watching him from the birdhouse. The tears is famous briefly to the cheek. The idea you carry close to your bosom is famous to your bosom. The boot is famous to the earth, more famous than the dresses shoe, which is famous only to floors. The bed photograph is famous to the one who carries it, and not at all famous to the one who is pictured. I want to be famous in the way. I want to be famous to a suffering man, smile while crossing the streets, sticky children in grocery line. Famous as the one who smile back. I want to be famous in the way a pulley is or a buttonhole. Not because it did anything spectacular, but it never forgot what it could do. Thank you.
Thank you, Harini. Next, we have Dhanush from the Nazat Academy, Avdi.
Good morning, everyone. My name is students. I'm studying science from the National Academy. Today, I'm going to perform a poem that's written by W.H. Auden, the poem known as the Overlying One. Looking up at the sky, I know quite well that for all I can go to the hell. But on earth, indifference is the least. We have to thread from man or beast. How should we like if a stars to burn? With the passion for us, we could not return. If perfection cannot be, let the moral one be me. Admire as I think I am for stars. That do not give a damn. I cannot now, I see them say, I miss one terribly awkward day, where all stars to disappear or die. I should learn to look at an empty sky and feel its total dark sublime. Though it might take me a little time. Thank you.
Thank you, Dhanush. Next, from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamram, we have Rishmita.
Hello everyone, my name is Rishmita from grade 6, here to perform Matilda by Roald Dahl. Sometimes I think grown-ups forget how they were childs. They think that children can't understand anything. They think that we're too young to have our own ideas. But being a child doesn't mean we're foolish. I love books because while reading, I can go anywhere. I can meet people I've never met. I can see places I've never seen. I can even be brave when I'm scared. My family doesn't really understand me. They think that watching television is much better than reading. But I know that there's so much more to the world than sitting in front of a screen. And sometimes, while things are unfair, that doesn't mean we have to sit quietly and accept it. Maybe I'm just a little girl, but little girls can have big ideas. And sometimes those ideas can change the world. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Jisha D from the Nazat Academy, Avadi.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jisha of grade 7 from the Nazat Academy, and I'm here to perform an excerpt from Our Trees Still Grow in There. Our trees still grow in there. This is one part of the world where trees are a match for man. An old people tree may be cut down to make a way for the new buildings, but two people tree will sprout from the walls of the building itself. In there, the air is moist and hospitable to seeds and cropping roots. The valley lies between the first range of Himalayas to the smaller, older Shivalik range. There is an old town, but it acquires its unique characters with the arrival of those who love its gardens and quiet roads. The mountains to the north are austere and inhospitable. The plains to the south are flat, dry, and dusty. But there is always green. When I look out at the daybreak, I can see the shell and ships and trees sweep by majestically. And the trailing vines and the great clumps of bamboo at the farthest its darkness and density that adds to its deep mystery. I grew up in Dera. My grandfather built a bungalow in the outskirts of the town in that turn of century. The house was sold few years after the independence. Now, when I walk in those roads, nobody really knows me. My boyhood friends are scattered and lost. Although the old world has changed, the Grand Trunk Road is now a busy procession of trucks rather than slow-moving caravans.
India is still a country where people are easily lost, quickly forgotten, yet strangely never completely gone. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisha. Next on stage we have Serafina Shankar from the Nazar Academy, Avdi.
Hi there everyone, I'm Jisarna Shankar of grade 70. I am from the National Academy. Today, I'm going to be performing a poem called To One Now Grown by Naomi Shihab Nir. If we could start over, I would like to get dirtier. Place your face in the food. It's okay. And train for great metaphors. The ones you used to spout every single minute. And extend your bedtime. Be more patient with tantrums. Never answer urgency with urgency. Try to stay serene. In one scene, you are screaming. I stopped the car. What do we do next? I can't remember. It is buried in the drawer of small socks. Give me the box of time. Let's make it bigger. It's all yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Serafina. Wonderful. And we have already arrived at the final 5 performances of today's program. Next on stage, we have Adish from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tamram.
Hello everyone. Good morning. Hello everyone. Good morning. I am Adish, 6B from Shraddha Children's Academy. My topic is the riddles of the world. You know they are the place of the isthmus of the middle state, a beginning of the world. A beginning of the world is something. Go teach internal wisdom. Go teach internal wisdom. I did not say.
Thank you, Adish. Alright, next we go to Ratin JH from Shraddha Children's Academy.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ratin and I am from grade 5 in Shraddha Children's Academy. Today, I am going to recite the poem All the Birds are Stage. All the birds are stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrance. One man in stands plays many parts. At first, the infant, kneeling and cooking in the nurse's arm. Then, the whining schoolboy, with his satchel and shining morning face, and creeping like snail, unwilling to school. Then, the lover, shining like furnace, with a hopeful ballet made up to his mistress' eyebrows. Then, the soldier, full of strange oaths, bearded like a bard, jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel. Next, the justice, in fair round belly, with a good tap on lid, eyes severe, and beard of formal cut, full of wise sauce and modern instance. That's over for his part. A 6-8 shift into the lead and the slipper pantalon. Spectacles on nose and pouch on side. Well saved, the world too wide for his trunk sang. His big manly voice turned again into childish tremble. Pipes and whistles in his sound. Pipes and whistles in his round. The last scene of all, which ends this strange, eventful history. Second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans heat, sans ice, sans taste, sans everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Rachin. Next, we have Ryan Rajiv from Shraddha Children's Academy, Tambra.
Respected teachers and my dear friends, a very pleasant morning to everyone. Alas, my love, whose will is muffled still. Sure, with her eyes see pathways to his will. Where shall we turn? Oh me, what flavors here? Yet tell me not, for I heard it all. There is much to do with hate, but more with love. Why? Then, oh, love, or love with hate. But anything of nothing such fear. Oh, heavy lightness, serious vanity, this hyper chaos of the seeming forms. Fiddlings, cold fire, secret, bright smoke. Still, looking still? That's not what it is. This laughing out that dream have no love in this. Don't do not love. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, from the Nazareth Academy Avdi, we have Novena R.
Hello everyone, I'm Anna Vena and I'm going to narrate the summary of the BFG written by Rob Dark. One dark, silvery moonlit night, a little orphan girl named Sophie lies awake in a bed at the orphanage. The house was so quiet she can hear her own heartbeat. This is the witching hour, the time when strange things happen. Sophie peeps out of the window. In the pale moonlight, she sees something very tall, very thin, and very black moving silently down the street. It was not a man, it was a Jane. The Jane stops, looks up, and sees her. Before Sophie could hide, a huge hand reaches through the window, wraps her in a blanket, and lifts her into the night. The Jane ran faster than any horse over hills and rivers until they reached the mist grey rocks, the Jane country. Inside a vast cave, the Jane Sophie town. He was not like other Danes. He was the big friendly James, the BFG. He does not eat children. He speaks in a funny mixed up way and lives on awful crunchy vegetables called snowscumber. I is refusing to gobble up human beings. That is why I is nothing but skins and bones. You mean skins and bones? Sophie corrected. The BFG shows his jars filled with good dreams and bad dreams that he catches in the dream country. Every night he flies out with his trumpets with good dreams into the children's bedroom. But there are other Janes in this land. 9 huge cruel Janes who will eat human beings every night. Sophie hears them crashing about, moving about where they will hunt. Turkey, Panama, and faraway places. They were led by the flesh lump eater, the largest and nastiest of all. One night, the flesh lump eater enters the BFG's cave and smells a human. Sophie hides herself inside a Jane's snowscumber, heart pounding. He sniffs and groans, but he leaves. But Sophie knows that she is not safe. Sophie and the BFG become friends. They decide they must stop other jains before more children are eaten. Sophie had a plan. They fly to the jain country and catches a special jain, a vivid, terrifying nightmare about jains eating children in England. Soldiers are fighting back, and a small girl on the windowsill calling for help. Then they fly to London to Buckingham Palace. The BFG goes the nightmare into the Queen's bedroom. The Queen wakes shakingly, exactly as Sophie predicted. She looks out and sees Sophie and the Jane standing on the garden. She invites them in, and Sophie tells the whole story. The orphanage, the chains, and the nightly hunt. The Queen listens and believes. She calls the head of the army and head of the air force. The next night, helicopters and soldiers follow the BFG to the Jain country. They find 9 Jains feasting and roaring. They dropped huge nets and trapped them. They were captured and dropped in a deep pit on a lonely island. And they forced to eat the cucumbers for the rest of their life. And then everything changed. The Queen gave a castle to the BFG near the palace and an official dream delivered to the children of England. And Sophie was adapted to one of her maids, Mary, and she enters the cozy room in the palace. Now the BFG flies every night with his trumpet and his jazz and blows good dreams into the children's bedroom. And Sophie, safe and happy, and she knows that the BFG is never far away. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your performance. Now we arrive at the final performance of this program. And on stage, we have Jai Shri V from the Nazat Academy, Avri.
Hello everyone, I'm Jayashree from the Nazareth Academy of Grade 90, here to deliver Chef monologue from The Merchant of the Venice, written by William Shakespeare, Act 4, Scene 1. The quality of mercy is not strained, then dropped us the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath. It is twice blessed, it blesseth him that gives and him that takes. This mightiest in the mightiest, it becomes the throned monarch rather than his throne. The scepter shows the force of temporal power, the attribute to awe and majesty, wherein dogs sit in the dread and fear of kings. But mercy is about the scepter's way. It is enthroned in the hearts of kings. It is an attribute to God himself. And when mercy seems justice, therefore do not justice politely. Consider this, that in the course of justice, none of you should see salvation. We do pray for mercy, and the same prayer don't teach us all to render the deeds of mercy. I have spoke that much to mitigate the justice of thy plea, which of those who follow the strict code of Venice must needs give sentence against the mercenary. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jai Shri. And with this, we come to the end of this program. I would like to thank the managements of the Nazat Academy and Shraddha Children's Academy, Amra, for sending their students here to participate in the Ramadan Children's Literature Festival this year too. I would like to thank all the audiences online as well. Thank you, everyone. All right. Now, I would like our students